Well, hi everybody at YouTube, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to Pass a TOEFL IBT. And today's March 6th, and I will be grading some speaking practice tests from my online students. And if any of you watching the video, if you want an opportunity to complete writing and speaking practice tests, let's say your goal is maybe 24 on the writing, 26 on speaking. If you want to be able to submit practice tests and you don't want it to bust your budget, you can certainly join my course. I put a link even here in the chat. It's onlinetoeflcourse.com. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and listen to some of my students who completed independent speaking practice tests. So here we go. Listen to this one.
The professor talks about the disadvantages of using credit cards.
Okay, I'm going to listen to this one now, and these comments are for Khaled. So, yeah, hi there, Khaled, and this is Michael, and I'm going to listen to your integrated speaking practice test.
The professor talks about the disadvantages of using credit cards. Throughout his lecture, he gives 2 reasons for his opinion.
Okay.
First, he says that credit cards make consumers purchase more than what they really need. By using credit cards, people tend to behave more irrationally since they do not physically see and count the money that they spend.
Okay.
In addition to that, the professor also says that although some people think that using credit cards can't help them to build good credit line, which might help them
A little bit of trouble can help them build a good credit line, so you had some trouble explaining that idea.
Get loans, but many counterexamples have proven that credits can easily be damaged by irresponsible behaviors, which might cause more debts and financial problems to their users. So the professor doesn't believe that using credit cards can solve financial problems.
Say the word
The
financial.
professor talks about the...
Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at the rubrics here. Okay, give me a quick second. I'm going to click on the link right now. I think it's close. Your goal was 26 on speaking. I'm going to say not quite on that one. I think you had maybe some minor language use issues in there, maybe some minor delivery issues. I'm going to put you at 23 to 24 points out of 30, 3.0 to 3.1 out of 4. All right? So maybe not as good as the one that you submitted yesterday. This one had a few more problems than the one that you did yesterday. All right? I'm going to go ahead and email this student my comments. Okay, let's see what we have here. I got about 20 minutes before I have to go to class. So I'm trying to get some more grading done before I go into my writing class. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, this is my next student here. Let me talk to him. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Flong, and I am Michael, and I'm going to listen to your independent speaking choice number 298. Wow, you're going backwards. You started at 300, now you're at 298. So the question is, you have been notified that all the students in your class have to take the final exam again because the test was compromised by a cheating student. You only have one day to study. What steps would you take to prepare for the exam? Okay, here we go.
If I had been notified that all the students in my class had to take the final exam again in one more day, I'd take the following step to ensure that I have a great score.
Now, I like that. I will take the following steps to ensure. I like your vocabulary, but it doesn't really do much to focus your ideas, right? You've already taken 14 seconds of your response, and you haven't limited your ideas to maybe one or two key ideas.
Firstly, have some rest before the test. Survey and...
No, have some rest for the test. No, I'd say first of all, I would rest before my exam. I would get adequate rest before my exam.
And research has shown that top grade students have enough amount of time to rest before test day. Secondly,
well, how much is important in your opinion? Should students get 8 hours of sleep? Should they get 7? Should they take a nap during the day? So you said research has shown, but you're still not very specific with the example there. So you're not really illustrating your generalization with a more specific idea.
Needless to say, practice makes perfect. I practice as much as I can to diminish the mistake I made in the test.
But what would you practice? How would you practice? Would you create a study guide? Would you put words onto note cards and study them? Would you study in a group with other people? How would you do that? So really, in both of these cases, you really did not give any specific examples to support your generalizations, right? And that is a topic development issue that you want to work on, right? I think your language use was pretty good, other than you weren't very specific with your vocabulary. And overall, you had pretty good delivery. I didn't notice any major problems there, right? So I'm going to put you at about 2.6 out of 4, 20 points out of 30, mainly due to topic development issues. And I'm going to go ahead and send a comment over to this student. I'm going to go check one more place, my VoxyPop discussion group, see if I have any more speaking practice tests to grade there. Let's see what we have here. Alright, let me go over to my VoxyPop group here for a minute. Turn this off. Let's go and see. Okay, here we go. So your friend doesn't know what to study at the university. What would you advise him to do? Yeah, hi there, Philip. These comments, I'm going to give you comments on independent speaking practice test number 11 here. Hold on a quick second. All right, let's see how you answered this question. Okay, here we go.
I advise my friend to study computer science. Computer science, if he is going to study computer science, he can get any job. For example, future is digital. I advise my friend to study computer science. Computer science, if he is going to study computer science.
Now you're pushing it too much. You're slowing down. You're trying to pronounce every word, but it's a lot of pauses, a lot of hesitations. It's still not helping very much. So you're not speaking very clearly here, Philip.
And get any job. For example, future is digital, and he can get any job. For example, he can.
See, I would advise him to get any job. That doesn't really focus your ideas very well. So if you want to focus on computer science or security studies or something along those lines, that's a whole different deal. But you want to make sure you focus in the beginning of this response so you have enough time to develop your points.
In a software company or even Google industry or banking industry, and in addition to that, he can go and teach computer science, because everybody is studying computers, and without computer the world cannot function. For example, I am carrying a phone. It is totally digital, and because the world is getting more digital, if my friend is going to study computer science, he can shine well.
Yeah, I'm going to say not very coherent. So I think on this one you didn't really have a coherent organization. You kind of went in a lot of different directions. You also had some pausing and some pacing issues. So on this one, I'm going to put you at about 2.3 out of 4, 18 points out of 30. So a lot of pauses, a lot of hesitations, hurt your delivery, and you weren't very focused, I think, in the topic area. And with language use, I think you're limited with your grammar, right? So I'm going to give you 2.3, 18 points out of 30. So with grammar, go to Google. I want you to type in these key words. What is the subjunctive mood in English grammar? So you avoided that grammar here. For example, you could have said, I would advise that my friends study computers. Again, I would advise that my friends study. I'm using what's called the subjunctive mood there. I'm using a noun clause, but notice how my noun clause, the verb is in the base form, that my friend, that he study, that she study. All right, so maybe that's not your best one there, buddy. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, go to the next one. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Nania, and I am Michael, and I'm going to listen to, I think this is integrated speaking, and when you do this, make sure you tell me which one you're doing so I can understand what I'm listening to. That means give me the speaking task number.
reading passage is about the necessity of an education. It states that education is a very important figure of every society
Okay.
because of many various reasons, like geography and economy. The student provides more information on this topic by discussing two examples of these reasons.
Now, I would spend time discussing the reading passage in a little more detail, right? So then if you want to create an introduction here, Ananya, you can say, well, the reading discusses about the necessity of an education, and in the listening passage, a student further illustrates this point.
First of all, he mentions that he can gain more academic knowledge from
You say the word academic. So on this one, the stressed syllable is dem. It's the second to the last syllable, academic, and you want to make that stressed syllable clearer, louder, longer, and even higher pitched.
about how we can handling with the environment of the earth. Secondly,
And also how we what? Let me go back, listen to what you just said.
more academic knowledge from school about how we can handling with the
How we can handle, not how we can handling. Remember, don't use the ing without the be verb. So there, I would just say how we can handle.
environment of the earth. Secondly, he cites the example of earning money much more when man become good educated.
I like how you said he cites. He cites or says.
Like his Taiwanian friend who will be able to develop his father's company after finishing his MBA study.
Good. All right, nice. So thank you for doing that. On this one, for the integrated speaking here, I think you could improve your topic development, for example, including an introduction that states the main point of the reading and the listening passage, and then make sure you discuss the reading in a little bit more depth than what you did. Also, you had some language use issues. Delivery, you're having some word stress shift issues, for example, with the word academic. So if you want to study word stress, go into the pronunciation area of my course. I think it's pronunciation lessons 25 through 28. Your score here, you're not going to be in the 3 range, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to put you at about 2.1 out of 4, 17 points out of 30 on this practice test. All right? And anybody watching YouTube, this is what I do day in and day out. Students join my course from all over the world, and I listen to their speaking, I read their writing, I give them practice on my website, and usually in a month or two, a good majority of my students, they typically improve their TOEFL scores about 5 to 10 points for each month that they study. And my job is to make sure my students get feedback, because there's really no point in studying listening and speaking lessons unless you have the opportunity to actually do practice and have a TOEFL IBT speaking and writing specialist give you feedback. Think about that. There we go. Just about done. All right, let's keep going. I think I'm just about done for today. I'm never done. Now, if you guys go over to my YouTube channel, you'll notice I've been doing a lot of integrated writing grading this week. A lot of my online students are doing integrated practice test number 11, and I'm actually listening to that and giving them feedback. In that area. Okay, I got one more here. Okay. Yeah, how's it going, Shrikant? And I'm Michael, and I'm going to listen to your independent speaking practice test. So let's take a look at this. When you say the characteristics which I'm going to choose in a friend to be more reliable than humorous or intelligent because of his or her behavior and attitude. So you're a little bit wordy when you say that. Just say, if I have to choose, I would choose a reliable friend as the most important characteristic, or something. State it like that. So sometimes you take too many words to explain your ideas. You say, I would adopt, you say because of his or her behavior and attitude, so the characteristics of her behavior. Okay, and you give an example in there to support that. And then you, second of all, I would choose in a friend, I would say I would choose reliability in a friend because of his or her attitude. And then you give an example there. You say, for instance, her name is Swetha, who is a relative of my family, used to be studied for passing the TOEFL success and go abroad. But this idea, the example that you're giving here, Shrikant, it doesn't really help explain this idea of attitude. So there's not a close connection of how that connects. All right, let's listen to what you said.
Which I'm going to choose in a friend to be more reliable than humor or intelligent because of his her behavior and attitude. First of all, I would adopt in a friend to have the reliability characteristics because of his or her behavior. For example, his name is Shivakumar, who is the brother-in-law, used to have a consistent behavior wherever he is to make good decisions. Second of all, I would choose in a friend to have reliable characteristics because of his attitude. For instance, his name is Sweta, who is a relative of my family, used to be studying for passing the TOEFL success and getting abroad. As a result, for these reasons, characteristics which I prefer to be reliable.
So at the very end there, I would say, as a result, a reliable friend is the most important characteristic to me. Something along those lines. On this one, yeah, I think some topic development issues, for example, the last example that you gave, it wasn't clear how it illustrated the point you were trying to make there. Also, be careful delivery. Again, you're not always pronouncing the consonant sounds in the middle of your words, or you're not pronouncing the word according to the correct number of syllables or even with the right word stress. And you also want to work on your intonation, right? So keep studying in the pronunciation part of my course. Your score here, I'm going to put you at about 1.6 out of 4, 13 points out of 30 on this practice test. I think I got it. All right, I got 8 minutes. I got to go to class, so everybody, thank you for watching over at YouTube. You guys have a great day. Remember, if you want a good online course, go over to onlinetoeflcourse.com and you can do speaking and writing practice and get feedback from me and also my teaching assistant. Right? I promise you, you will get better and it will not bust your budget.